Welcome to the baseballswing.com. This is Joe Colucci. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the transition or evolution of a high school player's swing to the college level. So as you watch this young man here, he grew up in the neighborhood. I've been working with him for quite some time, and really proud of this young man. It's a great success story. He was an average, although avid, young player, pretty decent player in high school, and today he finds himself as a scholarship athlete at a high-level baseball program. So kudos to him, great job. What I want to talk about a little bit is, what's allowed him to do that. So just watching him swing, all right, he's got a good swing, yeah, it looks good, ball's coming off good. So I can tell you, based on previous experience, he's hitting the ball and launching it at over 100 miles an hour. So he's got some good power, and the swing that he's built largely on his own is very repeatable, quite frankly. He's able to repeat it over and over again. So recently he sent me this video, and he's working on a little bit of a no stride. So as the pitch gets loaded and starts coming in, he'll pick up his heel. Doesn't stride really, starting fairly wide, and he'll get that heel down into what we like to call heel plant. So something that's indicative of a high-level swing. A couple of things. So we're going to talk about his head first. So once he gets into this heel plant position, I want you to note the head and lack of movement through the ball. All right, so he's going through impact. That head's still in the circle, really remaining very steady. So that's a great job, and this is something he definitely struggled with over the years. So he's done a great job in terms of that. The other thing I would point to, and I like to do this with all students to get an understanding of, kind of their swing plane, so to speak, and are they maintaining it, or is it functional, etc. So he's on the steep end here, and you see the bat coming down at a fairly steep angle when he's into heel plant. And as he goes through the swing, what I'm looking for is his ability to stay on that plane. If you're going to be steep with your bat at shoulder height, then you need to be kind of steep with your hands well above the barrel through the ball. Now, I've often said there's no perfect swing, and this isn't perfect either. But there simply isn't one. But I have to know if he's going to be this steep, is he able to get the bat on this looks like it's just past impact, like a pretty much the same level at impact. So he's done a good job with that. The bat's steep, the hands are well above the ball, not something necessarily I teach or believe wholeheartedly in. In fact, I prefer it a little shallower, back at the heel plant. At this point, maybe I'd like to see it dissecting the shoulder, that is the bat barrel, dissecting the shoulder, or even through the bicep. To me, that seems a little more natural, but everybody is different, and we can allow for that for sure, provided you do the following. You get into impact, and again, I think he's just past impact here, but the bat's more or less on the same angle as it was at the top. Additionally, his shoulders are rotating at a steep angle, right shoulder well below the chin, nice and relaxed, and he's rotating his spine on the same angle. So that means all those things, the bat, his spine, they're all working on the same angle. And that creates for a lot of consistency and power. You notice at this point, the right elbow is kind of close to the side. There's probably about a 90-degree angle or thereabouts between his right shoulder, elbow, and wrist. And that's allowing his left arm, although we can't see it from this angle, to stay pretty well connected to his chest. He's not leading with his hands. If you watch him from the top here, he's more or less just turning through impact. He's turning his body through it. Now, one of the real impressive things here is when he gets into his finish position, that bat is still on plane. And you can check it with this just by drawing one line. So this is something you guys can do on your own and try to see, well, am I doing all of this? Is my bat on plane throughout? Now, we want to be aware that this ball's down the middle. It's like, whatever, thigh high, belt high, right down the middle of the plate. we can stay on and should stay on plane here, meaning the shoulder angle or spine tilt is matching that of the barrel from the top of the swing. And as you can see, it stays through, and then the bat is on the same angle, more or less, as the line at his finish. If the ball were up or down or in or out or more, we're going to have to see these things not to start a lineup. Otherwise, we're going to basically just swing and miss. And rest assured, when I go over his swings and look, if the ball's up, he's a little leveler. If the ball's down, he's even a little more tilted. So he's learned to adjust. For you high school players or younger players looking to get better, and hey, if you're 10 or 12 and you're watching this and you want to kind of look for these type of things, provided you're fairly physically developed, you knock yourself out. Go ahead and try. Once you kind of mature and you get a little bit stronger, these mechanics are things I would encourage you to look at more. But until you're there and you're really kind of, and you're just starting Little League and you're 6, 8, 10 years old, more times than not, just go out and swing it and have fun. And as you develop, you can kind of start paying a little more close attention to your swing mechanics. Anyway, one other thing I want to point out, too, that was part of this young man's evolution, and most successful players who do improve and continue to improve, is the physical development, the weightlifting, the training, so to speak. Now, it's not an area I know a lot about, but I speak to this young man about what he does and this, that, and the other thing. And early on, I guess in the high school years and into college, he was primarily working on building core strength. Strong in the legs, strong in the core, strong in the arms and hands. Now, he's done that. He's done great. And he's obviously a strong player. Seems like nowadays he's looking to more maintain that strength and build in some quick burst speed training and suppleness, flexibility. So again, it's not something I have any level of expertise at, but to dedicate yourself, swing mechanics are part of it. These are a couple of things that I pointed out here that I see in higher level hitters, college hitters, typically older, that I don't see in the high school level. They're simply able to get away with these things that are really not good mechanics because it's 80 and because they're a good athlete. When it gets up around 90 and they start locating better and they're changing speeds better, everything's better in general. You need a swing that's a little simpler and reliant more upon understanding mechanics, training those mechanics, making them like, hey, I can wake you up at 3 a.m, get you out of bed, and you're going to swing the same way you do leading into a game. So it's got to become automatic. So that's about it for this topic. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, Joe Colucci with thebaseballswing.com. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. And one quick thing, at thebaseballswing.com, we got a little promo going where you can get an initial baseball lesson for $1. So I want to kind of build a little trust with my audience, and I want you guys to, feel free to upload a video there, send it to me, and for $1, I will analyze it and kind of give you a phone call. We'll go over it, and I'll send you back a video also with some lines drawn and some thoughts about where I'd like to go with your swing. If it makes sense at that point, we can kind of move forward with a regular lesson program. But for now, Joe Colucci, thebaseballswing.com. Have a great day. I look forward to seeing you again soon.